So you still need to find the best move on the chessboard. There's no point sitting there saying, I want to play a different game, because that's never going to happen. Because the people with the money are the people who have the control and they have the power, and why would they have the game set up any other way? It's like in chess, they say good moves come from good positions. You can't find a good move from a terrible position. If you're sitting at home with no money, it's hard to invest. So you've always got to be in a position where you have a good network, you have good information, you have some kind of liquid money, you have the ability to survive without that money, you can take a risk. We don't really learn lessons unless they're learned the hard way. Unless a lesson is taught the hard way, you're not going to learn it. Truthfully, if you want to learn a lesson about business, you're going to have to suffer at some point. We live in a world where the most valuable currency, the most valuable thing that exists is attention. It's extremely difficult to get because people's attention spans are lower than ever. Have you ever watched someone on TikTok? Next time someone's on TikTok, watch them. How long do they give a video to interest them? Maybe a third of a second? If you don't get my attention in 0.25 seconds, I'm not interested. And it's getting harder and harder because the apps and the algorithms are retraining our brains to do that. You can find a way to hack these algorithms and you can find a way to get attention. Then you can find a way to monetize it. And off the back of that, you can become a very, very wealthy individual. I am not motivated to do the things I'm supposed to do every day. I don't wake up full of like joy. I have to go to the gym, or that I have to work, or I deal with crap. I don't feel motivated to do them. I'm disciplined. I do them regardless of how I feel. Follow your passion is also a terrible piece of advice. Hey man, you need to find what you're passionate about and do that. And what they're trying to say is only do what you like because you have no motivation to do anything else. And motivation in and of itself is a scam. I don't believe in motivation. I believe in discipline. Whether I'm in the mood to do it or I'm not in the mood to do it, it gets done. That's discipline. Discipline's a real thing. So when someone comes along and says, oh, do what you're passionate about, what they're saying is you'll have endless motivation and then you'll be able to try hard. If you're the kind of person who can only try hard at something he enjoys, then you're gonna fail. Because most things you enjoy don't pay any money. If they paid money, you wouldn't enjoy them. Call it a job. Nobody likes their job. You like your hobby. I'm sure you like playing video games. Maybe 1%, 0.1% can make money from video games, right? Most people, you ain't ever gonna make. Do you think the guy in China who owns a concrete plant is passionate about concrete? Do you think he's sitting there stroking it at night, naked in bed? No. Be passionate about success. If you're passionate about money, then you can be passionate about anything. I'll be passionate about any business on earth that pays me. If you pay me $1 billion to dig that hole, I'll be very passionate about that hole. I will dig that hole with passion for the cash. Bro, you're gonna follow your passion to the food bank. You're never gonna make any money that way. You have to sit there and go, what is gonna pay me?
They like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, well, what color is your Bugatti?
When I was going to school and they're sitting there going, you're not going to get a good job if you don't get good grades. I was the one sitting there going, you're a liar, shut up. I just knew the teacher was lying. I knew university was a lie. I always knew it was a trick and a con. I didn't truly understand things to the level I understand them now. If you're at a gas station and it's 3 in the morning and a Lambo pulls up and a guy gets out of it, you're thinking criminal, drug dealer, gangster. Yeah. You're not thinking, he has a uni degree. People don't even associate the money they see with university. But then they go, I want to make money so I'm in university. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So if you speak to the people who are richest, if you speak to the people you know, this is for everyone at home as well, if you speak to the people you know who have the most money and go up to them and say, hey, what made you rich? None of them say school. Do any of them say school made me rich? I got an A in GCSE. Like, who gives a shit? It's bullshit, right? So it's all indoctrination. So I knew it was indoctrination, and for that reason, I was always searching. And if you're searching, you're gonna find. I think everybody knows that the system and the path they lay out for you is not a path that's gonna lead to where you wanna be. And I didn't know what the other path was, but that intrinsic distrust for the system and that distrust for the things they wanted me to do made me search for other avenues. And then I found them. The problem is as well, it's difficult because the way that humans work and the way that we are evolved as a species is that we don't really learn lessons unless they're learned the hard way. I believe that unless a lesson is taught the hard way, you're not going to learn it. You can have so many near misses and people won't learn their lesson. Bro, you must know a guy who goes out there, nearly crashes his car, nearly crashes his car, nearly crashes his car, doesn't slow his ass down till he wrecks it. Pain for the lesson to sting enough to really genuinely go inside of your mind. And it's the same with everything. It's the same with driving a car or business. Truthfully, if you want to learn a lesson about about business, you're gonna have to suffer at some point. So we always say that most people are not successful with their first companies, X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. I get that. The truth is, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money with their first company, but they just spunk it, act an idiot, and it all blows up in their face. And that's how you get the discipline on your fourth company, that when you have 3 million in the bank, you just leave it there and don't be done with it. So you need to go through some pain. You need to experience some negative things. You need to have, to a degree, some trauma to really even learn any lessons. So yeah, business studies, you're right. The book, that's not going to teach you anything about business. You need to get out there on the streets. You need to make mistakes. You need to suffer. You need to have the tax man knocking at your door. You got to deal with all that stuff so that you make sure it doesn't happen again. I really think that humans are stupid enough to only learn the hard way. We'll talk about passive income, because I think that's the biggest scam on the planet. The idea of passive income in and of itself is a lie. Tell me how you're going to get it. Only having tenants is not passive income. Ask anybody who has tenants. It's fucking headache. If I have a house XYZ, I got to make sure it's looked after, not broken into, the electricity's on, it's clean. There's someone on the ground. My assistant's got to deal with it. Now it's just got to be something to deal with. And once I got a bunch of money, what I really wanted more than anything was freedom. Hello, everyone on YouTube. I am broke. I'm a brokey. I don't own anything. Can't take nothing from me, HMRC. I don't have it. I'm poor. I just get to borrow these Bugattis. I got really good friends. There's a bunch of these real high-level crypto guys. You know, like the guys who invented Ethereum and all that.
Yeah.
The autistic. They don't own anything. I kind of get that. I'm at the point now where they have a backpack of their possessions. And if they want a house, they rent it. They want a Lambo, they rent it. If I need to go somewhere, rent. I don't own anything. I don't have any hassle. Nothing's in my name. No government can take anything from me. You know, you get to a point of wealth where you kind of start thinking, do I want to have all this crap now I gotta deal with? Really, you want peace of mind. And I have enough troubles in my head. I don't even worry about my mansion in Santa Monica, which has been broken into. I don't even go there. You know what I mean? It's just long. So that's that. And then also what I was saying earlier about property being a tool to the matrix. If you buy a $10 or $20 million property under a government, you can't piss that government off. You can't disagree with that government. You can't. If the tax authority of that government says you owe them money, you can pay it. Or you can lose a house, right? If they say you better take an injection in your arm for the good of society, you better take your vaccine. You better put your mask on. You can't even get a parking ticket, my G. Listen, if I'm in England right now, I don't own any assets anymore, right? And I pull up in the DBS. Have you ever seen James Bond look for parking? Me neither. No, he parks up and gets out. That's what I do. Park up, boom, get out. I don't look for parking. They put a ticket on the DBS. Let's say I decide not to pay that, right? What are they gonna do? I don't have any assets in the UK. They're gonna make a bunch of letters, send it to a bailiff. Bailiff's gonna drive around the UK. I don't even live here, boom, it's over, right? If I had a £20 million house, eventually it's gonna go, the £60 becomes 120, 120 becomes 240, yeah, bailiff comes, 2 grand, 3 grand, boom, boom, boom. Gets to the point where they're gonna take my £20 million house off me. Maybe it takes 3 years, but they will, over a parking ticket. So by buying that property, you're now giving you're giving the government a way to hurt you. You're giving them a leverage over you. And I'm at the point of wealth now. I have enough hidden money where I don't want any government to have any leverage over me. I want a government to say, Andrew, we don't like you. And he say, get fucked. Safe. All right, I won't come then. Bye. And that's the problem with property. Property is a tricky one. I know you can make money with it, but you have to understand that they'll use it against you. It's a leverage. So.
But let me ask you though, I completely understand the whole concept of, coming out of the matrix and stuff, yeah? But for what reason? Like, what's the end goal? Like, where do you see your life in terms of in the future?
I'll tell you why. I always knew I wanted to escape the matrix before I escaped it. Let me tell you why. If COVID has not woke people up in the last 3 years, I don't know what's wrong with it. The government came along, closed your business down by force, forced you to have a medical procedure you didn't want, made you stay in your house and cover your face because of something with a 99.9% fucking survival rate. They come along and literally broke every single rule. They broke the Geneva Human Rights Convention, every single law that they wrote themselves. They just broke them all under the guise of safety. More people committed suicide from mental health issues, or more people died from missed doctor's appointments for real diseases because of this crap. They came along and did it because they were told to by someone above the government, because the government's not even in charge of anything. And now they've gone back to normal. Everyone thinks they're not going to do it again for some other reason. You think across the next 30 years they're not going to come back with some new shit? Fuck them. Next time, when they come along with this crap, I'm out. I'm bouncing. See ya. When they did this, I went to Sweden. Sweden was open the whole time. Sweden never locked down. I was in clubs in Stockholm while everyone else was here locked in their houses clapping for the NHS like a jackass. I was in the nightclub. No masks, no vaccine, no lockdown, nothing. Running around with Swedish children.